What's up, guys? Alan here with eatsleeptrade.net, and hope everybody's having a good weekend. We are going to take a look at the watch list for next week, and that is going to be the week of December 29th, 2014. And of course, coming up first are going to be all the stocks that I'm carrying over from the previous week that are going to remain on our watch list. And lastly, I'll cover the new stocks that are up and coming and going to be added onto the watch list. Alright, so let's get started. First up here we have LTS. Again, just a great stock. Quick overcap. It was added to our watch list here. We were looking for that run up to this resistance area, breakthrough. We've now found support on this previous resistance. Some nice buying opportunity here, and looking for a break above this 428 area and a continuation on this weekly uptrend, and hopefully a new 52-week high is on its way with this one. Next up on the list is COWN. Here we are getting close to, again, another new 52-week high. We're looking for the break above this 477 range. You can see on Friday we almost got that. If you were watching this all day, a little bit of a false signal, but we didn't get the close above, and that's really what we're looking for. The RSI down here is getting up in that overbought range, so we're going to be looking for a possible pullback before we can break above this 477 range. If volume comes in strong next week and we break above this range, look for that position and a nice run higher on this one. Alright, next on the list is going to be ZIOP. Alright, so we added ZIOP to the watch list here. We got the break above this 449. Great buying opportunity here if you guys followed. Ran up about 10% right to our next area of resistance before we had a nice pullback. And now we are back up in our area of resistance here. One thing I want to point out is we do have an engulfing candle coming in on Monday, so definitely a very bullish chart, and I'm looking forward to see this push up to that 544 range and maybe a breakout from there. So keep a tight watch on that into next week. Coming up next on the list is RDNT. Great stock right here. We had the nice breakout from this wedge finally. As you guys can see, a nice run up. This stock closed up 10 or 11% from the breakout on this wedge, which I did alert on Twitter when this breakout was occurring. And that's what it closed at, so that's not even the high, which is 12 or 13%. So from the breakout of this wedge currently to where we sit right now, we are up about 10 to 11% on that one. So looking strong, and we're going to be watching this into next week and looking for the run up to this area and a new breakout from this area to put another 52-week high in. Alright, so we're going to keep that on watch. We'll keep this line of resistance here and see where that one goes next week. Coming up next on the list, ATRS. And this one here, great call. We confirmed our uptrend, got the pullback. It came right down to our line of support that we had drawn out and made a nice push up. Still looking for it to head up to this 283 range. As you can see, we broke the 200-day simple moving average. Our MACD is positive and above our signal line, and our RSI is not quite fully overbought. So I would say next week, looking for a nice push above this 283 range before we could possibly see a slight pullback. So keep that one on. Hopefully you guys got some positions off the bounce on the support here, and you're up about 10 to 12% on that one as well. Alright, NVAX. Great opportunities arisen on NVAX. You can see the close above our signal here, the close above our signal here, and whoops, moving that around. And again, on Friday, the close above our resistance line here. So still on watch, looking for some positive volume to come in and really get this thing going. We're hanging out right around this 581 range. We closed above it on Friday, and hopefully we can see a nice continuation push and get some new highs put in up above this 610. What's the high on this? 614 range. Looking to put some new highs up in that area. As you can see, the MACD is pretty much dead even with our signal line, so this one could really go either way. It's up to the bulls or the bears, whoever wants to push it in their direction. RSI still's got plenty of room for us to travel up before we're overbought. So into next week, we're going to be looking for the breakout out of this, and lots of room to move on this one, all the way up to the 690 range. So keep that on watch and see if we can't get some positions into that next week. And FBP, a little bit quiet since we added it to the watch list last week. But as you can see, we had a nice run up and a break on this downtrend. Pull back, we recovered and returned back up to our established resistance area, and we're really looking for the break above this area. If we do get a break above this area, it could be likely that we're going to see this 624 range and possibly higher than that. A confirmation on a new uptrend would be nice, and that'll let us know that we have potential to turn this thing around and start grinding back up. So watching the next week, we didn't get the break above this 592 area like we were looking for here and here. So keep it on, and we'll see if we don't get that break and get a position into that one. CSG, another one here with a tight channel that's been trading, and we're looking for the breakout on this channel. So right here you can see how close we are. We've tested, and one of two things is going to happen. Either we're going to get that break out of this channel, or we're going to get the pullback and start fading back down away. You could see some nice support in this area right around here. You could see where it caught itself off that low and managed to push its way back up. Nice engulfing candle here, and then the little push up. So again, we're looking for the break above this range here around 825. And so we'll watch that into next week and see if we can't break this channel and get a new uptrend on CSG as well. Next up, HIMX. Another one here, we're looking to break this downtrend. You could see the steady run up that it had to this 1050 range, and then it pretty much gave it all back, found some area of support, and started to work its way back up to this area of resistance. And that's our confirmation line here around 838. We're looking for this guy to break out here and give us a new run up and possibly a new uptrend coming this way. Came up, broke the trend, found the resistance, pulled back, and we need to break that resistance. As you guys can see right now, we're stuck down here right at this 200-day simple moving average closing in. You guys can see the 50-day is also closing in as well. So look for these two ranges to continue to tighten, and this stock is going to have to go one way or the other between those two lines. So we'll keep it on watch next week and see if there's anything we can get on that one. Next up is SONS. Great stock, acting just the way we want it to act right now. You could see after this big, huge run up, we had our pullback and we started hanging around in this range while putting in some higher lows. And right when we failed to break through this area of resistance here, into the next week, we got that candle we were looking for, managed to close higher and maintain higher through the following week. So this one is still on watch. We've got this area of resistance now turning into support for us, and we're going to be looking for a push up to this 422 range and a breakout above that as well. So keep that on watch. The MACD is looking good, so as long as we keep this positive momentum and the sell-off volume to a minimum like you see here, everything should work good on this and we should grind our way up. Alright, and a new one added to the list this week is DHT. QT. Pretty interesting stock. You could see the downtrend that we had, and we've just broken that downtrend, and we never really had that pullback quite yet. So two things I'm looking for: either fall down and find some support somewhere and take another run up to this resistance area, or just break out above this resistance area and continue up. So if we can get some strength and positive volume increasing, then we can push right through this area of resistance and get some nice gains on this one. So one of two things: look for the pullback and a break on this same 742 range, or just look for the continuation and a strong movement up for that one. Next new one added to the list is QTM. As you guys can see right here, we got a double top forming, and we are looking to break that double top right now. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this. You can see this area, the stock has slowly started to push its way above and closed slightly higher than that previous area of resistance. So keep a close watch on this coming into Monday. Look for this MACD to cross back above our signal and get a nice size candle on this. Or if we can't break this double top, then it's going to be a pretty heavy area of resistance, and we're going to be looking for a pullback, possibly all the way down to this 160 range and form a new channel up here. So we'll watch that into Monday and look for it to really pick up in volume and show some more strength. Next up is LSCC. Right here you guys can see the levels of which LSCC has been trading in over the past few months. We'll call this right here level 2, and we'll call this right here level 1. So level 1 was visited here for a very brief moment and recovered quickly, creating its level 2 channel, and kind of hung out in this range before failing to break out and returning back to this previous low. And then from there we recovered and then returned again. So we've got a triple bottom going on right here, and also an attempt to break out of this lower channel. So next week we're going to look to break this lower channel and start heading our way up to this 770 range, and hopefully start uptrending and see if we can't get some nice moves. You can see this one's been known to take some pretty big rips right here. It went through channel 1 and channel 2, both those ranges, no problem at all within a week or two. So keep your eye on this one and look for some more positive movement, and it'll work its way up to this 770 range, hopefully. Alright, last but not least, AMKR. Get that one on the watch list. Kind of the same ordeal. Had a nice big run up, and then the huge fade, pullback, whatever you want to call it, the sell-off, working its way back down to the range at which it started. It's finally started to catch itself. It just broke above this area of resistance right here on the channel, and we really want to see it break above this 763 range. So that's what I'm going to be watching for on AMKR, is the break above this 763 range, and hopefully a pattern showing that something like this is going to be returning, and we can get a nice positive run back up and recover some of this price that has been lost. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. You guys can check out my website, eatsleeptrade.net. From there, you can follow me on Twitter and stay up to date on all the stocks I'm watching and trading. Alright guys, thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next week for the next watch list.